Before refrigeration, beer was kept cold in underground vaults, some of which have been discovered 100 years later. That's a beer I'm gonna try.
You know, in spring, a young man's fancy turns to wheat. So we're gonna talk about wheat beers.
That's where my fancy goes. He's Lew Bryson, I'm Glen Macnow. We're at Slyfox Brewing in Pottstown, an all-new episode of What's Brewing. Hey, welcome to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow of WIP, joined by my pal Lew Bryson, host of the podcast
Seen Through a Glass.
There you go. Make sure you find it, listen to it where all podcasts are held. We're at one of our favorite places, Slyfox Brewing in Pottstown. A lot of fun things going on here, and a lot of great beer. Look at that.
Look at that, right?
I wouldn't even drink that. I would just admire
Isn't that gorgeous?
that. Yeah.
It's a beautiful color, it's a beautiful presentation, and this is the only kind of beer glass I collect. I love these Weiss beer glasses.
Very nice.
This is the Royal Weiss, Hefeweizen, classic German wheat beer.
All right, remember the word wheat beer. This is a Haze Fix IPA, but it has wheat in it. Wheat and oats, nice pillowy, nice soft.
Isn't that good?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
So, as we're going into spring, we wanted to focus on wheat beers, specifically wit beers, white wheat beers. Lew Bryson, what'd you bring me?
Free Will, Medieval Wit.
Okay.
I love this. It's got a great presentation, and of course, it's great beer.
All right. So as we get into this, define for me what is a white wit beer,
Well,
or am I being repetitive?
No. Well, you are being repetitive, but that's okay. It's from the color. Obviously, it's not exactly white, but it's pale. See that? That is almost a.
Yeah.
It's like there is no other beer that
compared
looks
to this
just like
hazy.
that.
But here's the other thing. It's hazy.
It is the original hazy. This is OG hazy.
This is the original.
Yeah.
I'm a
and it's
hazy
hazy
guy.
for the same reason. Wheat has some extra protein, and it stays in suspension in the beer, and that's where you get the haze.
All right, so I enjoy this. This is really nice. I brought you this one. This is a local brewery. Where is it? Here it is. Got the right one.
Wow.
Two locals. It's a couple of brothers who have started a
yeah.
brewery out in University City, and this is their white wheat called Who You Wit. Okay?
I'll tell you, wit beer puns are almost as good as hop puns.
Okay, you got it. All right, so let me tell you about this. This is it's two brothers. It's a black-owned brewery. Why is that notable? Well, one, it's the first black-owned brewery in Philadelphia, and two, African-American ownership in craft brewing in the United States is less than 0.5% of all breweries.
I believe they're under 50.
Yeah, so it's got to change, and it's improving, and we really wish these guys good luck. So, how's their beer?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between this and you had a Hefeweizen?
I had a Hefeweizen.
All right, what's the difference?
Okay, so a couple obvious differences. One is a Belgian style. The wit is a Belgian style. This is a German style. This one the wit beer has an addition of orange peel and coriander. Very, very Belgian, just adding that stuff in. And this is the Hefeweizen. That cloudiness is from yeast. This is really more just from the wheat protein.
The process of doing this, complicated?
A little, but no more than any other beer.
Okay.
No.
By the way, these guys nailed it. This is
really good.
Let me show you a couple others that we brought. This is the Omegang with wheat. Omegang out of upstate New York.
Always good.
And listen, I've liked their beer. You said they're going in different directions.
They're going off on the IPA track, and I really kind of would hope to see them stick Belgian, but you got to keep the doors open.
Okay. Allgash White.
Classic.
One of the big
World
sellers.
classic, right? Yeah.
Okay. And this one I found, Einstock Old Gerd White Ale. I mean, it looks like it's from Iceland, but it says it's from Connecticut, so I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Definitely Icelandic.
With coriander and orange peel. Now, that one was with orange peel, too. So is that a good match there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not It's usually not a sweet orange. It's more like the pith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you don't have a lisp.
Yes.
Give me the history of white beer, because I guess it was a thing until it wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. I mean, a lot of things were added to beer just to give them a flavor that wasn't like sour. So coriander, orange peel, you add that to give a flavor to the beer. A lot of times in earlier times, beers went sour. Most beers would have been sour in like the 1600s.
So I read that this style started in the monasteries in Belgium in the 14th century, was very popular up until the late 1800s, and then kind of disappeared.
Yep.
So who brought it back?
Pierre Celis, a milkman.
Hello?
He had worked at one of the last breweries as a teenager, and it closed, and he missed it, and he started making beer in his shed.
Where was he from?
Belgium.
Oh, so he did this in Belgium?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we know him largely. Most Americans who even remember Pierre Celis remember him from the brewery he opened in Austin, Texas.
So he moved from Belgium to Austin and single-handedly revived the style.
Pretty much. I mean, and this wasn't. It was almost dead, but it was dead. It was done. And he brought it back. It's just really cool.
You know what? Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
It is not a beer that I'm going to probably drink year-round, or even the first thing I'm going to order.
Very late spring, summery beer for me.
Yeah, but it's nice. I mean, I'm still an IPA guy, but let me tell you something. I could drink some of this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, there you go. Coming back, Lew, we got a guest, Rich Wagner, beer historian. We're going to talk to him about how did they keep beer cold before there were refrigerators, and where are those things now? It's a pretty interesting conversation. It's Slyfox Brewing in Pottstown. Lew Bryson, Glen Macnow. What's brewing?
Hey Glenn, what brings you into our King of Prussia tap room today?
Well, Andrew, I'm meeting a few friends for a beer before our big event tonight. King of Prussia is the perfect location.
Yes indeed, Conshohocken Brewing's 4 spots are all great for any event. Big plans for tomorrow?
I'm going to enjoy happy hour at the Rec Room in Phoenixville before some rousing games of ping pong and shuffleboard with the family.
Oh, you can't beat the Rec Room when it comes to food and fun for the whole family. How about this weekend?
Saturday, I'm riding my bike along the Schuylkill River Trail before stopping at Conchi Tap Room for some post-ride refreshments.
That's a great idea. Our original Conchi tap room at mile marker 12.5 is the go-to spot for locals, visitors, anybody looking to quench their thirst.
And I've got Sunday covered. We're going to enjoy lunch at Puddler's Kitchen and Tap in Bridgeport, then go outside for a few cold ones at the beer garden, then back in to enjoy the ball game.
What a week in all of Conshohocken Brewing's unique spots. I'll meet you there for a pint or two.
Cheers.
Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. We are here at Slyfox Brewing. I'm drinking the Keller Pils. Lew, you're drinking, what is that beauty?
Got the O'Reilly Stout. Look at that thing.
That's nice. And this is historian Rich Wagner, who's had a Keller Pils with me. We're going to talk to Rich
Cheers.
about something very interesting. But first, one of the things we're doing on the show this year is aiming to try a beer from all 50 states. So we're going to knock off 2 today. You get to be a judge with us, Rich, okay? This is the Half Acre Bodum. You guys know Half Acre Brewing out in Chicago.
Yep.
They make the famous Daisy Cutter. This is their IPA. It says this represents how we feel about IPAs in today's spectrum. Has Idaho 7, Mosaic, Cryo, Cashmere, spread over a silk-rich grist, 6.7%. Here's the deal. If you like it, it gets an 80. If you love it, it gets a 90. Below that, you go as you see fit. Lew, what do you say?
That's getting a 91 from me.
Ooh.
I really like that.
Rich?
I'll go with 90.
90, okay. I'll go 80. You're a little high, but I do like it. So, Rich has done some interesting research into something that we should have known, but didn't. Before there were refrigerators, they kept beer cold how?
In caves or vaults. In fact, that's why they call it Keller beer. It comes straight from the cellar.
How about that? So if I had a brewery and I wanted my beer to last, I would dig a hole and I would make my own cave?
There's a lot of different ways to do it. At Booby's Brewery in Mount Joy, the vaults are beneath the building, so they're literally cellars, and they go down at least 2 or 3 levels.
All right, first of all, I want to get myself to Booby's Brewery. Second of all, Lew, you met your wife at Booby's?
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't want to be rude.
Facts is facts. We played backgammon.
So what is this? And like, if you go there, what do you see?
Well, I mean, there's a pub upstairs, and that's everything. But there's like event rooms down below. You get down in there, it's like a brick vault. And I wasn't there, but I understand there was a Celtic drumming band down there. It must have been deafening.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been down in these vaults?
There's still wooden storage tanks from when it was a brewery down in the vaults, and so that's why they call it the catacombs. They have special dinners down there, and it's really cool.
Oh, that's very cool. And this is in Mount Joy.
And they also have a brewery museum with lots of old equipment, things. They have a display of cooperage tools up in the museum.
And they still have a working brewery, too.
All right, let's do another story.
Okay.
So Yuengling used to have what? How'd they do it at Yuengling?
Well, in Yuengling,
By the way, you guys pour some of this. I'll say what it is.
he's on the side of a mountain or a slope, and he, I guess, got a couple of miners in there with their drills and their dynamite, and they just plowed a tunnel right in the side of that mountain. And that's part of the public tour that they take at Yuengling's. So that's when you go to America's
cool.
oldest brewery, you get to see the oldest refrigeration
I love
system.
this. That is great. By the way, all of these beers in the 50-state tour are brought to us by Lower Merion Beverage Company in Ardmore and Greenfield Avenue. Any beer that we discuss on the show, if you go to Lower Merion Brewery, you get 10% off. So enjoy that. This, my friends, is a Surly Furious IPA. It's out of Minneapolis. It says aggressively hopped and citrusy, but with chewy caramel backbone. It is called Surly due to our inability to find a good beer in town. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I do want to follow a friend of mine who helped get me this too. I'm not making up her name. A friend of mine brought this back to me from Minneapolis. Her name is Katie Packabeer. That's her name.
That's
so,
brilliant.
What do we think of this beer?
85.
Lou, I want you as a professor.
I'll go for 90.
90. All right. I don't love it so much. I'm going 68. Wow. I'll bring down the curve. Okay. Oh, all right. So with these caves, Rich, has there ever been an instant where like somebody, they lost track of it and somebody's just like digging in their yard or something and it's like, what the heck is this?
Well, in East Falls, they actually had sinkholes form when the caves caved in. And there's people, one of my presentations, one of the residents there was telling me about that because it was in his backyard. So
Does he get to keep the beer?
There was no beer in there, but the hillside in East Falls is riddled with these caves because they had several old breweries there back when the need for these things was a need. A cave, basically, they're defined by cells, which are approximately 40 feet long, 20 feet wide, and about 12 feet high with an arched ceiling. And I calculated it, it's about 10,000 cubic feet.
All right, so I got one more question for you, and I think it's the question everybody out there would want to know. Did anybody leave beer behind? And if so, did anybody have the nerve to try it? Which, by the way, I would.
I don't know. See, when they were doing this, basically they were selling futures because they had to store the beer for 6 or 9 months in the thing.
Sure.
So basically, I think it was more likely that you'd run out of beer before the season was over rather than have any left over.
Okay.
Sad story.
Too bad. All right. Hey, Rich, great to have you again. Always
you.
a great guest. People want to find you. Where do they find you? You got a website or
PA Brewery Historians.tripod.com.
There you go. Okay. By the way, Slyfox here, this great place, is part of the Montco Makers, and you can download their pass at montcomakers.com. It's a free mobile download. Visit all the breweries, win points, win prizes. Lots of fun. We're going to be doing that. Don't know if they have vaults, but if they do, we're on it. Coming back, Lou and I are going to give you the latest on our photo contest. We're here at Slyfox in Pottstown. It's What's Brewing.
Parking is free! Hey! $4! Yes!
With so many affordable things to do in Montgomery County, PA, go ahead. Freak out.
Whether you're lounging at the beach, exploring the Swarthmore scene, or kicking back in our Linvilla beer garden, Ship Bottom Brewery brings the beach to you. We're thrilled to call LBI our home, where we've crafted award-winning beers perfect for our beloved locals, surfers, and seasonal beach visitors. Our refreshing brews are a year-round beach party, thriving in the summer heat and welcoming chilly winters with open arms. These island beers are perfect for every season, making every sip a mini vacation. Ship Bottom Brewery, where the sun-kissed season never ends and the ice-cold pours are an experience you'll savor long after you've left the island.
Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. He's Lew Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. All right, that was fun. We'll get to why they have this beautiful thing here coming up, but we are at Slyfox Brewing in Pottstown, where we are really enjoying our way, working through the menu. What do you got?
Yeah, I have the beautiful Slyfox Alice, one of my favorite beers.
Oh, yeah. They make some really classic.
Some very classic.
You got that Murphy Stout before I claimed it, so, you know, that's one of my favorite. This is their Seamus Irish Red Ale. I'm a sucker for red ale. Good. Comes in at 5.5%. All right, it is time to give you the results of our photo contest and set up the next one. By the way, end of the year, everybody who wins in the photo contest gets invited to our beer bash, which is going to be at Conshohocken Brewing Company. Lew and I will be dancing on the tables, engaging you. You win a free beer, the whole.
Plenty of fun.
Yeah. Okay, we asked to see the most interesting bottle opener. By the way, I got like 50 Popeners sent to me. Which is, I got one of those when I was in Vatican City, right? Yeah, you get that when you go there. All right, so here's our winner. Congratulations. This Bill McGonigal, this is his Jimmy, I think that's a Jimmy Carter bottle opener. He's had to have that for how many years now?
Oh, right.
That's
wow, yeah.
Bottle opener is at least 50 years old or thereabouts.
40
Congratulations,
anyway.
You win. Brian Parker, he says, the devil made me do it. That's a good excuse for beer. And Adam Chesia, this is, I love this. It's the hockey player, the Molson hockey player that you open by cracking the beer can.
And it's
the lid.
enormous.
Yeah, it sits on the bar, crack it in the teeth. I love that.
That's
All right.
an installation.
So here's our newest ask, and it is a very simple one this week. We want a picture of you drinking beer in nature. Hold on. Not au natural. Well, maybe.
Well,
depends who you are.
Waist up, please. Waist up.
In nature. So climbing a mountain, taking a hike, wrestling a grizzly, right? Any of those things would qualify.
Swimming with a crocodile if you have to.
Sure.
Sure.
Best pictures of you drinking a beer in nature. Win. Get to come to our year-end party. Send them to me on Twitter or Facebook. On Twitter, I'm at Real Glen Macnow. Facebook, Glen Macnow. Lew, where are you at?
At Lew Bryson.
How do you spell that?
LEWBRYSON.
There you go. Or at What's Brewing. And the best ones win a trip to go and join us at the year-end party. Now, speaking of fun, our pal Natalie Eggenhoff has been doing some great features for us this week. Well, she's right here in the neighborhood. She went to Manatoni Stillworks.
Glenn, it's me again. It's Natalie here. I'm at the Manatoni Stillworks in Pottstown, Pennsylvania with Jay. He's the Director of Brand Operations here. Jay, this is a beautiful, beautiful place you've got here. Tell me a little bit about the history and what you guys do.
Thank you, absolutely. We started our business in 2014. We've been making true craft American whiskey ever since. And that means that we ferment, we distill, we age, and we barrel all inside of this building.
I can see it. How many barrels do you think you have?
Hundreds of barrels. But yeah, like all these barrels that you see around you are active. They are aging whiskey, or they are aging rum, or they are aging gin slightly. And that's what we also produce in addition to whiskey: vodka, gin, rum, and brandy. You know,
awesome.
Across categories we produce. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what we're working with here today. Now these are your whiskeys, right?
So yeah, we're focusing largely on whiskeys today. A lot of these are available in state stores. You can also purchase them online at our website to ship within Pennsylvania, or you can stop by a tasting room or a farmer's market to grab them from us. But the thing that we make that's a little bit different is 4-grain American whiskey. Ooh. That's a whiskey that's made with barley, wheat, oats, and rye.
Okay.
No corn, so it's not bourbon. Why do we do it this way? Well, our president and distiller, Max Pfeffer, has a great background in craft brewing. And so when he came here to make whiskey, he started with brewer's grains: barley, wheat, oats, and rye, the things you'd find in beer. And we continue to do things that way because we think that there's lots of other whiskeys out there. We'd like to do something different. And these are all the fruits of our labors, ranging from whiskey that has not been aged at all, white whiskey, to whiskey that's been aging for maybe up to 6 years.
Wow.
Like our bottled and bond whiskey. And there are even some whiskeys, some barrels that go into something like our Select 4-grain American whiskey that are up to 8 years old. So for a craft distillery, we have some pretty mature product.
And what do you guys have coming up for the summer? And
So,
I mean, again, the space is so gorgeous here.
Yeah, I mean, the big exciting thing we have coming up is our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, fun.
We'll be celebrating that in mid-April.
Okay.
Maybe you're watching it right now as we're about to celebrate our anniversary. That's going to be highlighted by two things. On one hand, we're going to be releasing a special whiskey like we do every anniversary. I can talk about that whiskey. It's very neat. And then we'll also be running specials, cocktail specials, in all of our tasting rooms.
Oh, sweet.
We have tasting rooms here in Pottstown. We have one in Fishtown. We have one in Ardmore. And we have one in East Passyunk. And all of them are going to be running $10 cocktail specials from the release of the new whiskey until the end of the year.
And this is great. Manatawny still works here in Pottstown. Jay, thank you so much. I learned so much from you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
That looked pretty good, Lou. Nice job, Natalie. Always good stuff. We look forward to your next event. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Corey Reed, the people here at Slyfox, and find out what they're up to. Some pretty good events. Maybe that goat head has some relevance. Lew Bryson, Glen Macnow, it's What's Brewing.
Hi, Mom. We're in Bucks County together, and it's exactly what we needed. I can't believe you pulled this off. A surprise getaway to a place that feels refreshing. And it was so easy to get here. We're doing all the things he had planned, and things he didn't plan. I'll tell you more about it when we get home. You and Dad need to come. You'd love it here.
Welcome back to What's Brewing from Slyfox with Lew Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. We are joined now by a couple really fun people. This is Corey Reed, who's head of pub quality and events. I love that title here at Slyfox, and Tessa Robinson of Montco Makers. First of all, what are each of you drinking? Corey, what do you got there?
I have our award-winning Pikeland Pilsner.
Nice. Hey. Tessa, what are you enjoying?
I have the delicious Arctic Fox IPA.
Arctic Fox IPA. Sounds cool. Lou, you lead off.
Corey, whenever I think of Slyfox, the first thing, and I may be jumping all over everything else, but I'm going to just, tell me about the goat races, because the goat races have been part of this thing for literally decades.
Yes, 22 years, I believe, will be this year's goat racing.
Yeah.
Essentially, the goat race is a celebration of Bock season.
Okay.
Typically, Bock beers are aged all winter in a cave, and then they celebrate the release of them in spring. So every year, first Sunday of May, we celebrate the release of our Bock beer by having a Bock festival and goat race. Bock actually loosely translates to Billy Goat in German.
Right.
So that made sense to us. Let's release this beer, have an excellent party. We'll race goats. At the end of the day, whatever goat wins that race, we end up naming the Maibock for the season after that winning goat.
That is the part I love.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's awesome.
Where do we find that? Where do goats come from?
It's pretty
Just
rural
walking down the
around
street
here.
out here in Pottstown?
Mama goats.
Yeah.
Is where
There you go. It's actually very rural around here, so it's pretty easy to find them on horse farms, and it is. And we've been doing it for so many years. They just come out. I already have 40 signed up for this year, and we just opened.
40 goats?
40
when is
goats.
this event?
There's a goat racing breeding program
Who
going
knew?
on in Montco, I'm sure.
When is this taking place?
It's always first Sunday in May. This year it'll be May 5th, which is also Cinco de Mayo. So I'm expecting to see some goats wearing some sombreros, and yeah, we'll certainly have a good time with it. We won't release the Bock beer until the race is over.
Right.
And then we'll have the ceremony.
So you just come out to Slyfox Circle of Progress Drive in Pottstown.
That's correct, yep. You do need tickets for it, so you can go on slyfoxbeer.com and purchase tickets for it, but it's the biggest event of the year for us.
Huge family event, too. I want to emphasize that.
Yes.
Lou, we're coming. We're coming. So Tessa, this is a lot of fun, and one of many Montco breweries that have these fun programs. Tell us about Montco Makers and the pass and what I can win if I join up on all this.
Yeah, so our Montco Makers Passport program was just refreshed in November. We have over 40 breweries in Montgomery County, so we wanted to capitalize and send people out to some new ones that they haven't been to before. We rebranded it a little bit, and we also changed the way that the pass works. So now when you download from our website, it's completely free. It's a mobile download. It's actually points-based now. So each brewery location that you check in at with your GPS services will give you 100 points. You can visit the same brewery as many times as you want. And then when you reach 900 points, you receive
900 points, that's an afternoon for me.
Right? You receive a Montco Maker's pint glass once you reach 900.
Nice, very nice.
Are there events like this at the other breweries as well?
Yeah, I mean, almost every brewery that's on our list, we have about 18 right now that's on the passport, and we're working on adding more. There are events, everything from made-up nights to themed nights, Hawaiian nights. I was just at Workhorse the other day. They have a flamingo theme night for their one beer. So there's all
Well, they really are made up, aren't they?
One thing I definitely want to cover with you, Corey, because you guys have done this for a while, and it's just a great thing that you do, is you're involved with Alex's Lemonade. That's a great cause, and you guys have a special beer release?
We do, yeah. We do it every spring. It's called Alex's Raspberry Lemon Ale. And this is probably our 7th year now making this beer.
There you go. Look at
There
that.
we go. And yeah, it's very special for us because we donate a portion of the profits back to Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation, which is a local foundation that supports pediatric cancer research. So it's a very noble cause that we're happy to be involved with.
It's great.
To date, we've probably raised about $47,000 that we've donated to the foundation just through the sales of that beer. So anytime you purchase a 6-pack, a pint, a keg at a pub, wherever, proceeds are going to that foundation.
All right, and you've got a couple of races coming up in the spring.
We do, yeah. We do the Foxtrot, which will be the 2nd week of May. That's a 5K right here at our Pottstown facility. We also do a 50K marathon.
Oh, Lew was looking to sign up for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting on that.
50K relay, and that starts in Phoenixville, runs to Conshohocken and back. So yeah, it's a 50K, and it ends back at a party. We release our Schuylkill River Trail Ale as well, which is a nice pale ale, which also is a fundraising beer that we donate profits to Schuylkill River Greenways, who helps maintain the Schuylkill River Trail and the Schuylkill River.
That's great. All right, so Tessa, one more time, how do people find the app that they can enjoy, and how do you use it?
Yep, you can go to www.montcomakers.com or find it on our website. It's a very simple download process. It's completely free. It's just a URL click, and then you have that on your phone. It's a website that you go to. As long as your location services are on, you can check in at each brewery that you go to, and no app download required and no payment required.
Love it, love it. And Slyfox, location and hours?
11:30 till 9 p.m. every day of the week.
Nice.
We have locations Pottstown, Malvern, Wyomissing, Phoenixville, and now 2 in Pittsburgh as well.
There you go. Okay. We can go to the other side of the state. Hey, guys, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. And thank you for being watching us. Lew and I will see you next week on What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Montco Maker's Passport. Download your free digital pass and sip your way through Montgomery County. By the Conshohocken Brewing Company, featuring 4 locations and available at beer retailers throughout the tri-state area. By Visit Bucks County. Travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com.
And Ship Bottom Brewery, brewed for the beach and everything else. Locations in Beach Haven, Swarthmore, and Atlan Villa Orchards.